Hi, I'm going to be showing you how to make one of my personal favorite treats for this holiday season, a simple lemon loaf. It's very similar to the one you can buy at Starbucks, but I think mine's just a little bit better. Come on.
The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. And while the oven's starting to preheat, you're going to want to wash your hands, take off any jewelry, hands, or anything like that. And if you have longer hair or you are serving for someone else, it's generally recommended that you pull up your hair. Given the fact that this is just going to be for me and my family, I decided not to do that today, but it's always a recommendation and good to follow. The ingredients we're going to be using today, I'm going to put right here. And as we are going into this, I would like to start with a little warning. I am going to be doing a double batch of this as I have family coming over this weekend of me recording this video. And so if you're making your own at home, feel free to cut this amount in half. I will have the single amount sitting right here. And also you can change this to any amount as you please. Just remember to keep those ratios correct. So it would be 3 eggs. You could go down to 2 or 1. Cannot go lower, surprisingly. And yeah, let's get into it. The first thing we're going to be doing is we are going to be combining our eggs, sugar, and our Greek yogurt. Now, I know it said earlier that it was either sour cream or Greek yogurt. I decided to go with Greek yogurt today. It's really important that you add in one of these two ingredients because it's actually what gives the cake its density. And either way, it tastes the same. So, to each their own. Now, once you got this combined, you are going to continue whisking, and as you whisk, you're going to slowly incorporate your oil a little bit at a time. At this point, we are going to be incorporating our lemon flavoring into the batter portion. Nice thing about this recipe is that the entire icing and loaf only take 1 lemon for all their different portions. So for the lemon zest, it is actually about 1 whole lemon for that 2 tablespoons. And then for the lemon juice, it is about 1 whole lemon. Now, of course, if the lemon on the package specifies that it is a large or smaller lemon than what would be typical, it won't work out. But just your average store-bought lemon should do the trick. Now, when you're adding in lemon extract, it is an incredibly powerful flavoring ingredient, but you're going to be adding about 2 tablespoons into this recipe. I personally like to add a little bit more, but that's because I really enjoy lemon flavoring. If you want to go for the more classic, it's going to be about 2 tablespoons. And now we are going to be adding in our last few ingredients for the loaf part of this. It's going to be our flour, salt, and baking powder. Alright, here we go. When you are adding in these ingredients, you're going to want to be pretty careful when you are mixing them because you want them to not be completely incorporated because then you will overmix the batter and that will make it incredibly dense, denser than you want it to be for a dense batter. So it is okay for there to be a few lumps here and there, but for the most part it should be incorporated. This is about the consistency you want to get it to. As you can see, there are still a few bubbles and lumps in there. The main goal is just to get rid of all of the dry ingredients and mix them in with the wet. Now we are going to move on to panning this. Now when you're panning this, you're going to be panning it into a 9 by 5 inch pan. I have 2 because I'm still doing the double recipe. And once you get these pans out, you are going to want to coat them in something to help them come out. This can be butter, cooking spray, any kind of oil, and even flour, depending on your own personal preference. I prefer just to go with cooking spray because it's a little bit quicker, and I haven't had issues with it yet. And now we are going to be pouring batter into each of these. Now, because I'm doing 2, I wanted to keep it fairly even between the 2. But if you're doing 1 on its own, you don't really have to worry quite as much. Should come out just fine. And of course, if they're uneven, no one's really going to care too much, as long as everyone enjoys it. now that we've got these in the pan, we're going to throw them in the oven for 50 to 52 minutes. Right about now, we have about 10 minutes left on our timer for our lemon loaf, so I'm going to start making the icing. It's an incredibly simple icing. What you're going to do is you're going to combine your powdered sugar and your lemon juice. Each lemon is going to give you about 3 tablespoons of juice, depending on the size, but usually about an average lemon is going to give 3 tablespoons. And the rate is going to be 1 cup to 3 tablespoons. You can make as much or as little as you would like. Usually, about 1 cup and 3 tablespoons will cover an entire loaf with a nice layer, but if you want that layer to be a little bit thicker, you can feel free to change that up. Now that you've taken them out of the oven, you're going to take a toothpick and you're going to just gently press it into the loaf, and it should come out pretty clean. If it came out clean, it's fully done cooking. If it does come out with a little bit of batter on it, no worries. Just throw it in there for another minute or 2. Unless it's like a lot of batter, then you can add in more. Now, while it's still in the pan, because you do not want to remove them, you're going to add your glaze. So that was my lemon loaf. Please give it a try if you ever get a chance, and happy holidays.